All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the recap. Michael D'Angelo, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Big D, Daryl Ortiz, and we are recapping Survivor Series War Games 2025, which was yesterday, and only 4 matches, Big D. That was all we got.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it, because we had the two War Games matches, and so
Yeah.
they both, they both took up a good chunk of time. Like I kind of one thing I do want to say quickly about the War Games matches is I like that there's not the Shark Tank thing anymore. Well, for this one, I don't know if it's going forward, but I think because of the logistics of the field, they couldn't fit two Shark Tanks with the teams in there. But I actually like this better. This kind of give it more of like a kind of like a Rumble-esque feel, like where like you heard
Yeah.
the music, that's how you knew who was going to come out next. So I thought that was kind of cool. But again, it was predictable in terms of like who was in what order, except for the girls. The men's was pretty predictable in what order they were going to come out. But it was interesting. I did like that aspect. I will kick that off. And I felt bad for the people in
Yeah.
the nosebleeds because they kind of had like the cover like blocking them. So like they paid like God knows how much just to sit up there and like
Oh, I'm
watch it on
sure.
the
Yeah, I'm
TV
sure they paid
screen.
a fortune to watch it on TV. And I mean, the venue was great. It was in San Diego, but
Petco Park.
yeah, Petco Park. It was cool. Yeah, but we started off with the women's War Games match, which, not surprisingly, the Faces won. Not surprisingly, kind of at the expense of Becky Lynch. Not surprisingly, good match, Big D. I mean, for me, it was, I feel like both War Games matches kind of were a little underwhelming this year compared to
I
previous years,
feel
but
like
it was
they
good.
I feel it's like the way they finished. You know what I mean? Like they were kind of like abruptly finished. I felt like, and I know there was like building. I will go over the positives. Like I loved Rhea's mask, Art
Mhm.
the Clown themed mask. That was actually really
That
really
was cool.
cool. For those that don't know, I know one of her biggest dreams is to be in a Terrifier movie, and she got to do a little bit with the dude who plays Terrifier on stage at one of the shows, which I
Yeah,
thought was pretty cool. So she's a huge horror movie fan, so I thought that was super duper cool. The Art the Clown was a nice touch. The EO Sky Spot, of course, with her
of course.
custom trash cans and whatnot, that was obviously a good one. I actually really liked the setup to it, like where AJ was trying to like give her the trash can, and then like Rhea kind of boosted her up, but you can kind of hear where Rhea's like, "You need a hand," and she's like, "Yes, please," and then like like that, you can kind of hear the interaction was funny, but it was humorous to me because it was just kind of that little human element of the thing, but yeah, I like the setup for that spot. Lots of weapons used, of course, but that's pretty much it. Of course,
Yeah.
naturally because you had the feud between Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, that's who was going to finish the match
Yeah.
because this feud's going to continue obviously, and she hit the Black Widow to make Becky tap, which Becky will probably try and like fight later on. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was fine.
It was fine. It was
Yeah.
fine, but I also feel like even they're going to, as you said, they're going to continue to do this feud between
Mhm.
Becky Lynch and AJ Lee, but Becky doesn't have a title anymore. She's not the Intercontinental Champion, so there's not really anything for them to feud over other than just not
Yeah.
liking each other.
Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with a good blood feud, but I mean, where does it go from here? Because she does have her beef with Becky Lynch because Becky obviously like assaulted her husband and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so I guess we'll call it Team AJ Lee, Team Maria. I guess it was Team Maria.
Team Maria.
Who really was the leader of this one. Team Rhea was victorious. After this, we got the Intercontinental Championship match: John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio. As we both predicted, of course, Dom ended up becoming the new champion, not retaining, becoming the new champion,
Hmm.
being victorious over John Cena. So took the title off of him pretty quickly. This was really just done, obviously, for John Cena to be a Grand Slam champion.
Hmm. Which is owed to him. I'm happy with
Which
that.
is,
Yeah.
yeah, which was totally okay. I thought it was the right move to get him to get the title back on Dom. I
Yeah.
will say the ending of this one was kind of weird too, because you had like the interference, obviously, with the
Yeah.
Judgment Day and everyone getting thrown out, and then you had the surprise return of Liv Morgan. But I don't understand how we were supposed to believe that Liv was out there to stop Dom.
Well, I think because they're supposed to be pushing the Dom and Raquel, not
Yeah, but they
Raquel, I'm
did
sorry, Dom and
Dom and Roxanne
yeah, Roxanne, sorry.
Roxanne Perez.
They're
Yeah.
supposed to be pushing that storyline, and they had little subtleties in it, but it wasn't enough. I feel to like
No.
sell that Liv was going to turn on Dom,
Yeah.
especially because she was wearing his pants, like the pants with his mask on them and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Well, and that's where it was funny. Like they did this whole fake out thing, and then I saw some hot take where they're like, "This is Liv Morgan is now aligned with Dominic Mysterio. Like this will
she's
shake the
been.
foundations." And I'm like, "She's been aligned with him this whole time. This is nothing new."
I mean, his ring attire still says "güerita," which is blondie in
Yeah.
Spanish. For those that don't know, it's for Liv. That's what he calls her. So
Well, and that's why I'm like they never had a proper falling out. They, like you said, they have been teasing, Roxanne, but nothing ever actually happened with that.
I remember we talked about that. We said that they kind of put the brakes on it for a little bit
Yeah,
for some reason, because Liv got hurt, right? And so maybe now we'll see the progression of that storyline. Maybe with Roxanne there, maybe Liv's going to be like, okay, I'm here, you can leave now. But maybe because Roxanne's kind of like sunk in her claws a little bit more. So I don't know. We'll see what be. I mean, I'm intrigued. I will say I did like the fact that the way they had her, it was kind of a nod to John Cena's heel turn when she hugged John Cena. She did the face and then she kicked him below the belt.
yeah,
That was, bar for bar what he did
yeah,
to
exactly what
Cody.
he
So
did to
I mean,
Cody.
yeah, so I appreciate that, in terms of storytelling, I appreciate that. But
Yeah, but it was also like she's already a heel though. It was like she's a heel, came out, pretended to be a face for like 30 seconds, and then was really like, "Nah,
mhm,
I'm still a heel."
yeah.
So like the whole thing just seemed weird when
You
I
know what?
saw it.
I will say I do appreciate that. I know John Cena kicked out of the Frog Splash, but in fairness, they let Dom kick out of the AA, which was actually good. I'm glad they did that. I mean,
So yeah, Liv
that
Morgan's back. I mean,
yeah,
it was, and the right thing happened in
yeah,
terms of,
the right ending is what we
yeah,
needed. So I mean,
yeah,
that
it was the right
we
conclusion.
kind of said that was what was going to happen because you don't want him to hold on to the title. I mean, it's because then it'll make it obvious that he's going to drop the title to whoever wins the tournament. But I think this is better because Dom is way more over. And like I said, they're in San Diego. There really wasn't a bunch of boos for him to win. I mean, it was just the typical because he's a heel. I mean, low key, everyone was kind of excited to have him back as a double champ. So and now he can say he's a 2-time champ. So even
There you
better.
go, two-time champ. After this, we had Stephanie Vaquero versus uh, Nikki Bella, and not surprisingly, Stephanie Vaquero retained here as
This
well.
won my awkward match of the night. Like Jesus, it was the most awkward. You could just tell. Like I mean, there's a lot of miscommunication there, but I mean, you
It
you you could
wasn't great. It
you could
was
see Nikki Bella's ring rust a little bit there, more so than ever, because Stephanie Vaquera is so fluid, right, in her move sets, and it just felt clunky. I don't know what you think.
no, it was. For me, it was a very clunky match. It was one of those, as it was going on, I was just ready for it to be over with.
Hmm.
There wasn't really anything compelling about it. Also, there was no real proper build up to a feud with these two. It was just like, we're best friends. Not really. I hate you and I want your title. And like over
Yeah,
the course of like 3 weeks. And so for me, this was always going to be kind of flat. And you knew Stephanie it's way too early for them to take the title
oh
off of
yeah,
her.
she's too
So
over.
she's too over right now. So it was fine. Like it was okay. You got uh Stephanie coming out victorious in this one, doing the devil's kiss like twice. She had devil's kiss on the announce table, and then again in the ring. And it seemed like Nikki couldn't get to like 10 shots on either one of them because Stephanie kind of got started with the devil's kiss, and it was like Nikki's flopping around, and then she would just kind of lose momentum and not be able to sell it anymore. So everything about it just felt clunky the whole time. Where I was like, "How can we get this over with?" And then of course, Stephanie's now doing that. What is it?
Corkscrew splash.
Screw splash, which looks great, looks
Yeah,
fantastic. So she did that as her finisher and got Nikki out of there. So it was fine. All the good things that happened in this were because of Stephanie Buchanan. But
yeah.
I
I
just
was
wasn't super thrilled.
If you notice, Nikki had kind of like a big red mark on her forehead
Yeah,
after the first devil's kiss on the ring on the announce table,
on the announce tables.
and,
Yeah,
and it's mainly her fault because she left her hands out. I remember seeing, what was it, a clip, I want to say from NXT. I forgot who Nikki was doing the devil's kiss to, and she kind of like mid move got mad at the girl to tell her to put her hands down because
yeah,
obviously that's how you protect yourself.
yeah,
And Nikki refused to do that, and I'm like, dude, you're
yeah. She kept
you're like,
having her arms out to
yeah, I'm
like
like,
stop
what
any
are you
slapping.
doing? Like, you're gonna give yourself a concussion
Yeah,
because you're supposed to. But it was just things like that were really bothering me, and you could tell it's because Nikki's not used to working with these girls, and that goes to show. And again, you could say it's not ring rust fine, but it's the fact that she's not used to working with
yeah.
them,
She's not used to
and
working with them.
she's not, and it's a different style of wrestling than when she used to wrestle.
Yeah.
It's a much different style. There's a lot more ring tacticians in the women's division now
Hmm.
than there were back then, because there was a transition from the divas to like actually wrestling, which I was very grateful for. But at the same time, I don't ever think Nikki was one of those that could wrestle.
She wasn't. She was never that good. Like she was mostly over because of Total Divas. Like
Right,
that was
and
really
it's
what it
just
was.
I'm happy that Stephanie won. I would have thrown a
Yeah.
fit if it would have been Nikki, but I'm glad Stephanie won. So
I'm glad she won, but it's also kind of like, okay, now I hope this feud's over with.
Me too.
Like as fast as it started, I hope it's done and they move on from it. Is
Done.
how I
We're
feel.
done. Move on.
We're done with it.
Next opponent.
And then after this was the main event, which is the men's War Games match.
Yeah.
Which, okay, everybody that participated in this, I was excited to see. However, the ending for me just felt totally clunky and abrupt too.
It felt flat.
Yeah, like it's you have what you've called like the biggest, baddest, best War Games team ever in what they're trying to sell with Paul Heyman's Vision team. And then you had obviously all the big hitters on the face side with, I mean, it was essentially Roman, the Usos. It's kind of like the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes.
And
It's really
CM
what
Punk.
it felt
Yeah.
like. And CM Punk, which was essentially like the War Games team the previous year because it was Bloodline, except Sami Zayn was like the person that was switched out with Cody
he was
Rhodes.
replaced by Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was CM Punk in the Bloodline before. So it was fine. It was good. It was fun. They had good spots in it. The whole mystery attacker thing, where you have the guy scale a fence at the end, and it was kind of like, who's this guy? Everyone's just kind of staring at him, and then he hits the curb stomp. He's clearly not Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he's too jacked to beat Seth Rollins.
He's
like
way too big.
You see his back, and I'm like, that looks like Austin Theory.
Yeah, well, I was like, but as soon as I saw him, how fast he scaled the fence, I was like, that's Austin Theory. Like, he has way too much upper body strength because he like just grabbed up the top and like climbed up, like zipped over and was gone. And he hits the curb stomp because they're trying to tease that it was Seth Rollins, but it wouldn't make sense for it to be Seth Rollins because
he just had surgery.
And he just had surgery. But also, they did beat him up and throw him out of the Vision. So why would he go in and help Braun Breaker?
Yeah,
that wouldn't make any sense. So I would agree. I feel like the big reveal we'll see on Monday night is it's Austin Theory. And
yeah,
Austin
I mean, just
Theory's
looking at the replay, like the clips on TikTok and stuff, like the replay and everything. It's, I mean, you look at his body type, like it looks like Austin Theory, and because there's always rumors that Austin Theory, before Seth Rollins got hurt, Austin Theory was going to join the Vision, and because that was going to be his big return back into wrestling. Because you had Grayson Waller, obviously he went with the New Day and kind of he's doing good over there with the New Day, right? Yeah. And now Austin Theory was just kind of left there, but he wasn't released, and so the whole theory was, pun intended, the whole theory was that he was going to join the Vision. And so seeing this guy come out, obviously insanely jacked, you could tell even under the hoodie. Like, I mean, they try to give him a baggy hoodie.
Well,
but he's
and like
still
trying to big baggy hoodie, and like his legs are huge. Like
yeah,
standing there and he goes to stuff. I was like,
that's not Seth Rollins. That's not CrossFit. That's
yeah, and like it's gotta be him. And he was just uber athletic, like getting in and out of the cage.
I mean, he just hopped out of that ring like as quickly as he got it. I mean, you can call him Santa Claus. He just jumped in, came back out.
Well, I was like, man, he flew up the cage, like, and he was just like boom, 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 like climbed effortlessly. I'm like, Seth Rollins can't climb a cage like that anymore at this point. That dude,
especially after shoulder surgery, like, oh, I know. There's no way.
So it's probably Austin Theory, and then that'll be the big reveal. But that's how it's like he hit the curb stop, and it was kind of like, all right, cool. And then Breaker hit one more spear, and that was it.
Which, okay, I love Braun Breaker. I will preface this by saying I really do love Braun Breaker, and I hope he will be a world champion one day. Obviously, he pinned CM Punk, meaning that's going to be the next feud. They're kind of making him the leader of the Vision from the way they did it. So even Brock Lesnar kind of gave him the nod and raised his arm. So that's kind of like the passing of the torch, I feel. That's going to be the new Paul Heyman guy to hold the title, and I'm all for it. However, why in the hell did he put the straps back on only to take them off again?
He was
I'm just like, bro.
And then he pulled it back up and then pulled it back down. I was like,
he like put the right one on first, then put the left one on, then took the right one off, then took the left one off. And I'm like, oh my God.
Well, because that's his whole thing. He's got to pull the straps.
I mean, I get it, but you already have them off, dude. You're already charged. Like, let's go.
I was like, he had to reload. It was like the arm reload for it's like
it looks silly to me, and I chuckled, but I get why he did it. I get why he did it. So
at the time I was laughing because he looked like he was having a fit. And he's like, and he puts it back on.
He didn't know what to do with himself. Yeah. Oh shoot, they're already off. Hold on, sorry. My bad.
Like, oh man, he had to reset. He had to reload. It just looked weird. So I agree that gave me a little smile.
Yeah,
but
I get it though. I get it.
I get it.
You know,
I get it. That's his
thing. I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, that was War Games. War Games for me, Survivor Series has always been like the big four.
Yeah,
it used to be. So this one just felt
because it was always flat. Mania, Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series.
Those were the big four, and that was back when they just didn't have an event like every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks.
Yeah, like 2 weeks we have another one.
I know. Well, we got Saturday night's main event, which is going to be John Cena's final match, and it's looking more and more like it's going to be Gunther.
It's gonna be Gunther. I'm more than sure
It's
it's
going
gonna
to
be
be.
Gunther.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
I
I'm
gotta
okay
tell
with.
you, I'm okay with it. I really wish it was going to be LA Knight. Like, I really do.
I get it.
I mean, we'll see,
Yeah.
but
Who knows? And I
because it's
told you it was gonna be the
LA Knight
Miz
versus it's LA Knight versus Jey Uso. Yeah, you were right about the Miz. LA Knight versus Jey Uso is going to be Monday night, which I feel like Jay's going to win, and I think the final is going to be
a
Jay
rematch.
versus Gunther. Yeah, and the rematch, Gunther's going to win. Please don't let it be Jey Uso that somehow advances to the John Cena final match, because I feel like that would be like the most disliked
I
match.
don't think they will, especially after the match he had with CM Punk, where people are saying he was either hungover or a little under the influence
Yeah.
during the match because Punk looked frustrated. I mean, who knows? I don't know, but I have a feeling it's going to be Gunther. Gunther will be the
Yeah,
final match.
I think at this point it probably will. I really wish it'd be LA Knight, but it's not going to be LA Knight. But we'll see. We'll see how things transpire
We
over the
saw
next
it,
couple
but
weeks.
real quick, we also saw an almost Cody turn, more intricacies to the
Yeah,
story that is Cody because he didn't want to accept help from Roman, which, dude, he helped out your team. And
yeah,
then second, like it was also one of those that he just, that face off. You know what I mean? I was just waiting for him to hit him, and so that's going to be the next feud, Roman versus Cody. So that's going to
yeah,
happen. So now we have our championship matches lined up for. I'm guessing what's the next one coming up? Summer no WrestleMania. So that's going to be for WrestleMania. So
yeah.
we'll
So
see.
we'll see. Well, I mean, the because you got Rumble is coming up in January, right? Well,
True. So they need to tie that up before because the winner of the Rumble is going to get. Well, unless Roman's going to win the Rumble
yeah,
or Braun Breaker wins the Rumble, one of the
yeah.
two.
Breaker. Honestly, Braun Breaker should probably win the Rumble this
I
year.
think he should. That would make
They,
more sense.
like they at this point, if you're going to strap a rocket, like they really tried to strap a rocket to Jey Uso. It's like if you're going
Yeah.
to strap a rocket to somebody, strap it to Breaker. If you're going to do
Yeah.
that,
Let
like
him just dominate in the Rumble.
yeah,
Like I think
like
that
let
would
him
be
go
so
in there
good.
and have go on this crazy run and
That would
eliminate
look
everybody.
good for him for
Yeah.
sure. So yeah, hopefully. I mean,
But
hopefully.
we'll see, hopefully. But yeah, that was it. It was short and sweet for SummerSlam Survivor Series.
Survivor
And
Series.
then we've got John Cena's final match coming up in a couple of weeks. So looking forward to that as well. That's what we got this week. We appreciate your support as always. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us your comments. Let us know what you thought of Survivor Series War Games. If you thought it was just as lackluster as we did, or if you really enjoyed it, just let us know that one too. Always love to hear from y'all, and that's what we got this week. So until next time, I've been Michael D'Angelo. He's been Big D Daryl Ortiz. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you soon.